Michaela Vernava along with Doug Kyed in the Nesson Studios. And Doug, the NFL Combine coming up pretty quickly. Which positions do you think the Patriots should have their eye on the offensive side of the ball?
I think the three big positions are running back, wide receiver, and offensive line. We kind of saw how that offensive line crumbled a little bit there at the end of the season, especially in the AFC Championship game. So maybe an offensive tackle. They're pretty set at guard and center right now, so probably a tackle in there. And then running back, they really couldn't run the ball at all at the end of the season. I'm not sure if Garrett Blunt's going to be back, so I think they'll be looking for a bigger style running back to complement Dion Lewis. And wide receiver, I think they just need some youth to kind of invigorate that position a little bit right now, because Brandon LaFell struggled a little bit. Who knows if Danny Amendola is going to be back on his current deal. So I think those are the three main positions there.
Of those three, which do you think is the most important that their scouts should be taking a close look at?
Probably running back, I guess I'd say. And I know a lot of people will say offensive line. The Patriots kind of have those pieces in place already with Nate Solder and Sebastian Vollmer there at offensive tackle. At running back, there's just not a lot of clarity right there behind Dion Lewis, and Dion Lewis even is coming off a torn ACL. And at running back, like I said, a big back is probably what they're going to be looking for. And when they do look for those big backs, they usually look for a guy who has a good amount of agility. So I think the Patriots will probably be looking for guys around 215, 220, good three-cone time, good short shuttle, and then we'll get a better sense of maybe we can break down which running backs they'll actually be looking for.
Well, then on the offensive line, as you mentioned, something fans out there are probably concerned about. What do they look for specifically in a lineman at the Combine?
At offensive tackle specifically, they look for a guy who's over 6'5". That's really a prerequisite, around 320 pounds. And they like those explosion scores, which is the broad jump and the vertical jump. They usually like those guys to be above average. Really, other than that, they don't look for a 40-yard dash because he's an offensive lineman. If he's running 40 yards, something very wrong has happened. Not really looking at the agility scores too much, so I would definitely look at those jumps, the broad jump and the vertical jump. If a guy's above average in those categories, the Patriots are probably going to be interested.
Hey, you never know on that 40. They did have an offensive lineman catching touchdowns.
That is true. That is true. Nate Solder. Maybe they'll look for the next great, huge tight end.
All right, Doug, thanks so much. Keep it on Nesson.com for all your Patriots news.